So it's been exactly 48 hours since the iPhone 16 Pro has been out, and I have some thoughts. Now, as someone who used the 15 Pro for almost an entire year, using this new iPhone 16 Pro feels very similar yet so different. Let me explain. Now, just as a quick refresher, I wanted to go over the specs of the new iPhone 16 Pro really quickly. So the iPhone 16 Pro this year is using the all-new A18 Pro chip. This is Apple's next-gen mobile processor that's going to give users much better CPU and GPU performance than last year's Pro iPhone. And this chip will also run any Apple Intelligence tasks 15% faster than A17 Pro. This also comes equipped with 8 gigs of RAM, and you can spec both the Pro and Pro Max up to 1 terabyte of storage. What's new this year, design-wise though, are two things. Well, three actually. First things first is the new camera control button. Last year we saw Action button replace the Ring silent switch, and this year we're getting a dedicated camera control button to help taking photos and videos even better than any previous iPhones. And we'll go over some of those features in just a few minutes. Now, second thing that they changed here are the bezels. Now, the display did get a slight upgrade here. It's stronger than ever, and the new 16 Pro is now 6.3 inches versus 6.1 inches, and Pro Max is now 6.9 inches versus 6.7 inches. This means the phones are ever so slightly taller and wider with slimmer bezels all around, but the phone just looks as gorgeous as ever. Now, in terms of the phone's colors, it's very similar to last year's iPhone 15 Pro, but there is a new color this year replacing this blue from last year. So the iPhone 16 Pro comes in black, white, or natural titanium, and the new color this year is desert titanium, which is kind of like gold but like a shade lighter on the back, but with this nice finish on the sides. Now, I really like this color in person, although I'm not sure how it looks on video, but yeah, in person this almost looks like natural titanium color but with warmer tones all around. Now, if you don't really care about new colors and need to protect your iPhone, well, Pitaka has you covered. They sent over 3 cases for the iPhone 16 Pro series. The tactile woven cases is their best-selling styles, and it uses their fusion weaving technology to get these colors in their cases. I think this sunset color is just straight up beautiful and pairs really well with this new desert titanium iPhone, but also this moonrise color looks good too. Now, this case features high-tech aramid fiber, which is super light yet strong material that'll protect your iPhone from drops and scratches. Now, this also has a camera ring to protect your cameras, and the magnets inside are a lot stronger now too, which means their Mag Easy grip attaches to your phone really strong. Besides that, the 3D grip on this case makes holding the phone so much better than just using the phone without a case. But if you want something even slimmer but still giving you great protection, they also make an ultra slim case which is still made out of their high-tech aramid fiber material and gives you the same strong magnets from their tactile woven case. So if you guys want to protect your brand new iPhone 16 Pro, go ahead and click the first link in the description below, and huge shout out to Pitaka for sponsoring a portion of this video. Okay, so the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max, like I mentioned earlier, now have slightly bigger displays. Even though the overall phone's dimension is slightly taller and slightly wider, it doesn't really feel all that different from last year's 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max. Now, I don't want to make this video a comparison video, but in case you guys were curious, here's what the iPhone 16 Pro and 15 Pro looks like side by side next to each other, and honestly, you're not going to notice a difference if you don't have both phones on you. On paper, it may sound like a lot has changed, but in reality, it's a very small change, but I think people who are looking for a more modern looking iPhone and slightly bigger display on an iPhone are gonna love the new 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max. In hand, I still prefer this smaller 16 Pro, but I think what I'll end up doing is get the 16 Pro Max, just because Apple did mention during the keynote it has the biggest battery ever on an iPhone, but we'll see. Also, a thing that people are going to appreciate here is that the minimum brightness on all iPhone 16 series, even at the base level, is now at 1 nit, which is perfect for when you want to use your phone at night in bed. All right, now design-wise, the back of the phone looks pretty much the same as the last few iPhone Pros with the square camera bump with 3 cameras. This year, the module didn't really change at all. I'd say it's about the same size as the 15 Pro, and that's not a bad thing. Now, like I said in my video last year, I really love the titanium build that Apple went with. The subtle curve on the side rails feels really great in hand. The lighter weight is really noticeable compared to, the outgoing stainless steel from the 14 Pro. And as much as I want a new look for the iPhone Pro series, I think what we have now is fine until they're ready to add like a 4th camera or something like that, or design a completely new form factor like a fold or a flip. But until that happens, I'm personally okay with this design. Now, I did want to talk about this new camera control right away because I want to jump into the camera section and talk about what's new and what they improved over last year's Pro iPhone. So this new camera control button is this little thing on the right side of the iPhone 16 Pro. It sits right near the iPhone's power button. And just to confirm with everyone watching this video, this is an actual button and not some solid state button of some sort that doesn't push down. It literally feels the same as the power button when you're pressing it down or the volume buttons, and it's just recessed. All right, so first things first, it can be used as your shutter button. It's super simple. So when you're on the camera app, you can just, press down on the button and it'll take a photo. Besides that, you can softly press on the button twice before taking a photo, and that'll show a few different settings pop up, like your zoom, your exposure, and you can swipe and soft press to confirm different settings. It's really neat, actually. Now, my only concern here is that it is a bit awkward using the phone one-handed and in vertical. It seems like this is really meant to help you shoot landscape photos and videos a bit better. But I don't know. So far, 48 hours in, this seems like something that I'll use every now and then, but maybe that'll change a month in using the phone. Okay, now as far as camera hardware goes, this year the 16 Pro and Pro Max got an upgraded 48 megapixel ultra-wide camera that now features autofocus and features even better macro photography thanks to the upgraded sensor. The main camera also got an upgrade here that allows in more light, it has less reflections thanks to a new coating, and the best part is that it's now fast enough to shoot in ProRAW or HEIF Max with zero shutter lag. Now, what did change on the 16 Pro is this. The regular 16 Pro this year got the 5x tetraprism camera from the Pro Max, so both the 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max is now equipped with the same 12 megapixel 5x telephoto camera. Now, I've only had the phone for about 48 hours, but here are some of the photos that I've taken so far. Most of the shots that you're looking at are a combination of all three lenses. In my opinion, the processing this year is just slightly better than last year's iPhone. I believe there's a new ISP on the A18 Pro chip, which results in better processing than previous iPhones. I think the new ultra-wide camera is great. There's so much more information on the photos now, even if you zoom in. I think the telephoto did get slightly better in terms of, how photos are processed, but in my opinion, it still needs a little bit of work, especially in low light. Now, I hope next year we'll see the iPhone finally get the 48 megapixel trifecta camera system that I've wanted for so long, but I guess we'll have to wait another year or so until we get there. But so far, after 48 hours of shooting with this phone, it's been really fun. Now, there's also the upgraded photographic style here with the 16 series, which is basically like color grades or filters that gives you more granular controls than before. You can adjust the tone and color of the photo, how dark the shadows are, or how bright you want the highlights, kind of like how Fujifilm cameras have film recipes. I really like Apple's approach here because you can add, these new photographic styles as you're taking the photos or once you've taken it, which are all really cool stuff. I think I'll have to play around with this a little bit more to see if I can create a style that fits the way I shoot and color my photos, but so far I'm really digging this new feature. Now, on the video side of things, there are two major things that's been added to the Pro line this year: 4K 120 and their studio quality microphones. Now, yes, the 16 Pro series now supports 4K 120 frames per second with Dolby Vision, and I think it looks really good. You are limited to just the main camera, which I think is a little odd, but I do still believe that iPhones, no matter the limitation, shoots the best videos when it comes to smartphones. So yeah, when it comes to video quality, it's an iPhone. It shoots incredible videos, and I really can't wait to start shooting in 4K 120 ProRes log in the future. I think this opens up a ton of flexibility, especially on a much smaller scale in terms of production. And, with the addition of this studio quality mics, I think you can get away with not having an external mic with you at all times. So check this out. Okay, so I just wanted to quickly test out the new microphones on this iPhone 16 Pro. I've got background music playing, I've got like an ambient crowd noise playing in the background as well, just to see if this new audio mix feature is going to mix my vocals to make it more studio-like. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this new feature. I think it's pretty sick. And as far as battery life goes, it's only been about 48 hours, but so far the iPhone 16 Pro, the non-Max version, I unplugged it yesterday at 100%. I've just been downloading some of my apps onto the phone, shot some photos and videos that you saw earlier, posted some stuff on social, did some emails, did a few FaceTime calls, and that same evening, I forgot to charge the phone overnight and woke up with about 20-ish% battery left, which is pretty good. Now, of course, we'll have to see how this fares in the next month or two, but make sure to hit that subscribe button so that when my 1 month later video drops, you'll know when that video goes live, because I will revisit this phone after using it extensively and, Yeah, that's pretty much my experience with this brand new iPhone 16 Pro series. It's Apple's best iPhone yet, obviously, and if you're due for an upgrade now, I think it's worth picking these new iPhones up. But if you're on the 15 Pro, for example, just get your battery replaced at some point and you'll still be kicking for, another year or two. Anyways, don't miss out on my iPhone 16 video when that video drops in just a couple of days. I will switch to this phone after this video goes live. I have a ton more coverage on the channel with all the new Apple stuff that, that they announced recently. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one.